cream conversation. Ice cream conversation. Let's go. Forever on the grind, all day, every day. Ice cream combos, always real, they never play. Download the podcast, listen on any day. Why didn't I do this sooner? Only thing you ever say. Xaviera, best host of all time. All of the faithful listeners will say they never lie. Check every story they run, like me with the rhymes. When other shows report anything, it should be a crime. Entertainment news, yeah, I gotta get mine from ICC, and you should be inclined to do the same if you got half a mind. I do co-sign this lady to shine like Frankenstein. Cut it today design. IceCreamCombos.com. Tune in. Yeah. This influence by IceCreamCombos.com.
Welcome to the Ice Cream Convos podcast, where we serve delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. I am your host, Xaviera, and I thank you very much for tuning into today's show. Now, this is our first show of Black History Month, so it is only right that I kick off the show with a rendition of the National Black Anthem, courtesy of my boy, August Alsina. Well, I know its name is August Alsina, but I like to call him August Alsina, okay? So just roll with it. So get into this rendition of Lift Every Voice, courtesy of Mr. August Alsina.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven rings with the
Another album on them. Come on, August. But thank you very much, Mr. August Alsina, for that beautiful rendition of the National Black Anthem. It is Black History Month, but apparently everybody didn't get the memo because folks are showing out and cutting up something terrible during Black History. And we are only on the, 6th day? But in this episode, we'll be talking about everything from the untimely passing of Kristoff St. We'll talk about the attack on Jussie Smollett. We'll also talk about the attack on Bow Wow. We'll talk about Cardi B's Shamoney. We'll talk about the shocking confession from Liam Neeson. An update from Wendy Williams, courtesy of Nick Cannon. 21 Savage's immigration plight. And the Pied Piper has announced a new tour. But before we get into all of that, I want to shift gears a little bit. Let's start off today's show with some good news. Yes. You get some good news. You get some good news, and you get some good news. Okay, quiet down. Quiet down, folks. Quiet down. All right. So Grownish has been renewed for season 3. Black Lightning has been renewed for season 3. And Shameless has received a season 10 renewal. So shout out to all of my favorite shows and all of the cast and crew on those shows. Eli Manning welcomed his 4th child on Super Bowl Sunday. Eli, you ain't even have to go that far. I mean, now you just stunting, at this point. Come on, chill. Freeway had a successful kidney transplant surgery on Tuesday, so please keep him uplifted in prayer. The surgery was successful, but, there's still a transition period, and this is still an ongoing journey. So please keep Freeway uplifted in prayer, but I am so happy he finally got a kidney. Queen Naja welcomed a baby boy. Andy Cohen welcomed a baby boy. Cory Booker is running for president, and he announced it on the first day of Black History Month. Talking about coming in with a bang. All right, power to the people. And congratulations to Pink and Taraji P. Henson. Both ladies, who are my faves, received stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And that is your good news. Good news for everyone. Good news for everyone. Good news for everyone. All right, simmer down. All right, so let's get into the... Ooh, we got a lot to discuss. Let me just go ahead and start off the show by paying my respects and condolences to the family of Kristoff St. This news was so shocking to all of us, especially those who have loved and grown up watching Kristoff play Neil Winter on The Young and the Restless. According to reports, Kristoff was found dead in his San Fernandino Valley home on Sunday by a friend who went to check on him. Police and paramedics were immediately alerted and they rushed to his home, but Kristoff was pronounced dead at the scene. He was just 52 years young. What's even more sad is the news of Kristoff's passing comes 5 years after his son Julian St. John committed suicide while he was getting treatment at a mental health facility. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Kristoff and his ex-wife Mia St. John, they filed a lawsuit against the facility for negligence. They eventually settled out in court just 2 years ago that Kristoff himself was placed on a 72-hour psychiatric hold after he had a gun and threatened to kill himself. Kristoff's ex-wife, Mia, took to social media and she wrote, "That hospital killed our son, then my husband. That's what happened. They killed my family." And it's so sad. She did delete the post, but it's just so sad because it gives you a snapshot into the pain and devastation that the family is going through at this time. It goes without saying that Kristoff was loved by his peers in the entertainment industry, by fans who loved him as an actor, fans who loved The Young and the Restless. I was especially touched and just heartbroken watching Shamar Moore's reaction to Kristoff's passing. He took to social media and he was very, very emotional as he paid tribute to Kristoff, who he calls his brother. Take a listen.
Mr. Kristoff St. John, I lost my brother yesterday. I've never had a brother, but you were my brother. You showed me the way. You were my mentor. You were my inspiration. You showed me what true talent was. You showed me what humility was. I love you. I hate this. I love you. But I'm going to celebrate all your good. To my Young and Restless family, Kristoff St. John, a.k.a. Neil Winter, celebrate this man. The most popular, iconic black man in soap opera daytime history, given that he earned it. To his personal family, Mia, Alana, his current fiance, I've never met her. His son, Julian, rest in peace, young dude. Paris, Lola, his 2 daughters. Cry your tears. I'm crying right along with you, but then celebrate his heart, celebrate his goofy ways, celebrate his talent. He loved you. He loved us. Kristoff, sleep, man. Find your peace.
Wow. At this time, they have not released an official cause of death. There are some rumblings and some things being said in some media outlets. And out of respect for the family, I'm not even going to dive into that or entertain that. I will wait for an official cause of death because it's nothing worse than losing a loved one and then having to read or hear rumors about what actually happened to them. And it's just not fair to the family, especially during their time of grief. So I will refrain from that, but just keep them uplifted in prayer. And, this is just another reminder that you don't know the time or the hour that God is going to tap you on your shoulder and tell you it's time to head to the crossroads with Uncle Charles. And, they say live every day like it's your last, which is kind of hard to do because if I knew it was my last day, I would empty my bank account and just start wilding out, cussing out people, letting people know what I really think of them, hugging people that I haven't hugged, doing some things that I may not necessarily get away with on a regular day, breaking some laws maybe. So it's hard to really live like every day is your last, but let the people that you love know you love them. If you have any unnecessary beefs or, just animosity against people, piece it up or let it go. You know what I mean? Like tomorrow isn't promised. So just let that be my little try to have a good word, I guess. Just for all of us, including myself. I need to take my own advice sometimes. Okay. So with that being said, I just want to say another rest in peace to Mr. Kristoff St. John. Visit icecreamconvos.com or our YouTube page for more information on his passing. Okay. So let's move on to Jussie Smollett. Talking about shocked, this Jussie Smollett story literally threw me for a loop. And I don't want to say that it threw me for a loop in the sense of like, oh, word. Like, I was so hurt when I heard that Jussie was attacked by MAGA supporters early in the wee hours of the morning in Chicago as he was leaving a Subway restaurant. Apparently he went to Subway. He made a Subway run. And, you know, they allegedly poured bleach on him. They beat him. You know, they said that he had cracked ribs. They said he was hospitalized. It was just a whole lot to it. And it was very overwhelming, because when you think of Jussie Smollett, you think of this caring, loving, kind, sweet soul. And to think that he had gotten jumped on some cold street in the middle of the night. I mean, it's cold as hell in Chicago. I don't even know why somebody would even want to fight. I fought in the cold one time and I said I would never do it again. Your knuckles be feeling hella crazy after you punch somebody upside the head in freezing temperatures. But it's not about me. Back to Jussie. It just hurt my soul just to think that this man who has such a beautiful heart was attacked for being black, for being gay. They put a noose around his neck, poured bleach on him. It was just a mess. And, you know, as the news came out, everyone started pouring into the streets of social media, you know, fans and other celebrities giving words of encouragement, words of support, expressing their outrage, expressing their hurt over this attack. And, you know, we live in a time where this type of stuff seems like it's becoming more prevalent. Now, let me preface that. I always say preface instead of preface. Just work with me. Let me just preface, I'll act right. Let me preface that by saying, I know this type of stuff goes on all the time, everywhere. It's just now that we live in a time where it's getting highlighted more, where it's being brought to the forefront more, where people are recording or people are speaking out. Whereas before social media and things of that nature, things could be suppressed a little bit more. They could be pushed under the rug a little bit more. But, you know, this whole situation with Jussie was just terrible. Well, then first it was like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe this happened to Jussie. Allegedly some letter, you know, one of them little ransom threatening notes where they cut out the letters from a magazine and looked like they had a child write out the little threatening message, was sent to Fox Studios like a week before Jussie was attacked. So apparently somebody had it out for him. If you know, if we're going to go that route with that theory, someone had it out for him. They were planning to attack him. Now, here's where things got murky. Once this story came out, people started raising questions. Now, I have no problem with someone asking a question if something isn't adding up or something ain't lining up right. Well, there were quite a few people who questioned the entire incident. Some people, some of my ICC friends from Chicago was like, first things first, who was on the streets of Chicago 2-3 o'clock in the morning just walking around with some rope and some bleach just to jump on somebody, beat them up, and pour bleach on them and tell them this is MAGA country, and, you know, just initiate a racist and homophobic beatdown on an Empire Star 2-3 o'clock in the morning on the cold streets of Chicago. So I was like, dang. So then someone else, you know, presented this theory that maybe Jussie was out either on a date, headed to a date, something, and, you know, someone probably attacked him, you know, because the date didn't go well. There were just a lot of theories out there. And I have to admit that after listening to a lot of the theories enough, I started kind of tilting my head to the side just a little bit, but it just hurt my spirit to think that Jussie could have endured a racist and homophobic attack, and then to have people not believe that it happened the way that it happened. So with that being said, I just said, you know what? I'm just going to put any thoughts that I have that are making me feel a little weird. I'm just going to sit them in a box, because I would hate to endure some type of outlandish attack or some type of outlandish incident, and I'm hurt, you know, I'm traumatized, and then the people that I love or the people that I turn to, like, girl, I don't know, like literally, like So what Subway is open like 2-3 o'clock in the morning? Because the one by my house be turning down the lights and pulling the bread out the oven at 9:45 because they close at 10. Like that. I just can't imagine what that feels like. Lee Daniels. That dude, I just don't know how I feel about Lee Daniels. Lee Daniels is one of those dudes where you're like, okay, yeah, Lee. And then at the same time, you're thinking to yourself like, yo, where Dame Dash at? I need Dame Dash to press Lee Daniels one more time for the culture. Now, Lee Daniels considers Jussie Smollett his son. Okay, that's cool because Taraji P. Henson considers him her son. She plays his mom on TV. You know, we all have that motherly or fatherly figure. But tell me why on God's green earth would Lee Daniels take a screenshot of a FaceTime telephone call between him and Jussie while Jussie was in the hospital being checked out and post it on social media? Huh? I'm gonna tell y'all this right now. Something go down with me, or if I catch a bad one, or I end up in a bad situation and I reach out to one of y'all, I wish you would. In my best Samuel L. Jackson energy, I wish you would put anything of a private nature on social media just to prove that you talked to me first, or just to prove that you got to connect with me, or you done talked to me after this traumatic experience. Like, where is the sanctity of friendship and family? Everybody want to stunt on social media so bad. What the young people call it, capping. I don't know if I'm using it in the correct terminology, but that was some foolishness right there. That would have been a phone call from my family members to Mr. Daniels. Of course he pulled it down, but guess what? All the blogs done already right-clicked and saved. I'm scrolling and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he did this. But he did. And so another mini lesson from Zavi Zav on the side. Watch your friends. What about your friends? And if you got family members that act like that too, let them be the last person on your totem pole to call in a bad situation. I felt like that was in very, very poor taste. I'm like, Lee, what is you doing, bruh? What are you doing? What, like, this man has already been victimized and now you're going to humiliate him at the same time? Now blogs are using the photo from the screenshot of Jussie with the scratch on his face. It looked like he had like a bruised jaw or scratched up a little bit. He wasn't as bad as I initially imagined him to be, just from the details of the report, which was a good thing to actually know, I guess. But I would rather have Jussie or Jussie's, siblings let me know he good, rather than Lee Daniels posting a photo of the young man before he even got back home. But anyway, Lee Daniels, he is just a piece of work. So anyway, fast forward. Police have surveillance video of two men walking in the area prior to the incident and after the incident. But for some odd reason, they can't find video of the incident. Cover up? I don't know. But fishy, yes. All right, so with that being said, then they also said that Jussie Smollett wasn't cooperating with police. They said that he didn't want to turn over his phone for phone records because apparently he was on the phone at the time of the attack, which made some people feel like the police were kind of violating Jussie's right to privacy by asking for his phone. I was thinking, after all the episodes of Law and Order in the first 48 that I've watched, I was thinking maybe they wanted his telephone to maybe see if they could hear something in the background, because if you're on the phone during the attack, then maybe they can hear something in the background, like what the person said when they rolled up on Jussie or when they attacked him, what was said between the two. Because obviously it was supposed to be, I don't even like saying supposed to be. This is a racist and homophobic attack. Okay. All right. Some people don't feel like this may not have necessarily been a racist and homophobic attack. So having that piece of information could solidify that, and then we can get some hate crime charges set up, on deck when we find these assailants. So I'm just going to leave the whole situation alone, but here's what happened. Jussie performed recently in Los Angeles, and I thought it was very dope the way the whole thing went down. Before Jussie came on stage, his siblings came out, and let me tell you, them Smollett siblings, that's a beautiful, strong, black, gorgeous, plentiful family right there. Okay. I love how they move as a unit. I love how they literally hold each other up and hold each other down at the same time. And they all came out, and Joel Jr., he read this statement, and he just basically talked about how they tried to talk Jussie out of this performance, but they understand that the performance was part of Jussie's healing, that he's always been a fighter ever since he was a baby, and so on and so forth. It was a very, very beautiful statement that was made prior to Jussie coming out on stage to perform. Well, once Jussie got out on stage and he performed a little bit, it got good to him. And he decided he was going to set the record straight about a few misconceptions and a few falsehoods that were placed in the media concerning his event. Concerning the incident, excuse me. Now, after he set the record straight on a few things, he also made a quote that has made headlines everywhere. Jussie Smollett said, "I'm the gay Tupac." Take a listen, y'all.
I was bruised, but my ribs were not cracked. They were not broken. I went to the doctor immediately. Frank Gatson drove me. I was not hospitalized. Both my doctors in LA and Chicago cleared me to perform, but said to take care, obviously. And above all, I fought the fuck back.
Your boy said, "I'm the gay Tupac." I'm going to tell you, one of two things happened. Either Tupac was in heaven like, "Excuse me, partner," or either he was in Costa Rica like, "Excuse me, partner." The gay Tupac. No, let me stop playing. Listen, I'm just happy that Jussie is okay, because this could have been a situation where we could be saying, "Rest in peace, Jussie Smollett." And so I am just happy that he is alive and well. I know that this will take some time for him to get past. I pray for his healing mentally, physically, emotionally. And I also pray that the truth and those responsible are brought to justice. And I'm just going to leave it at that, because, again, I just can't imagine having something so terrible happen to me and people question whether or not it really happened, or if it happened the way that I say that it happened. So just say a prayer for Jussie Smollett, but please let me know in the comments or email me, or, this story is all over my socials. We're Ice Cream Convos everywhere. Just let me know your thoughts, and we can dialogue a little bit about it. Okay. Speaking of an attack, I guess this is a terrible segue into Bow Wow situation, but I mean, we're here, so we might as well deal with it. So, it was Super Bowl weekend in Atlanta, and every star from everywhere converged upon the city. Atlanta was packed to the gill. It was bursting at the seams, but everybody was here. I did not leave my house the entire Super Bowl weekend. I was not studying. I was not interested. Y'all can go ahead and I'm with Cap. Matter of fact, I've been with Kat for a few years, because I ain't studying the Super Bowl. I'm not studying NFL, Super Bowl, football, and just as a unit. I ain't studying none of it. And I think I cashed out on football a long time ago, especially considering the raise. I left football alone because of the raise. And if you don't know what I mean by that, let me just express this to you. I left football because of Ray Lewis. I left football because of Ray Caruth, and I left football because of Ray Rice. Listen, 3 strikes you out. Now, I know that these 3 gentlemen do not represent the entire institution of the NFL, but even on the heels of all of that, the way they treated Cap, I'm like, I'm good. Because if a man can't even take a knee to protest police brutality, the killing of unarmed black men, if y'all mad at somebody taking a knee during the national anthem, he's not disrespecting the national anthem. He ain't singing over top of the national anthem. He's not on the sideline while y'all saying, "No, say, can you see?" He's not on the sideline like, "Lift every voice and sing." He ain't do none of that. He took a knee. Y'all had a problem, blackballed him from the NFL. So I'm good. But I've been with Cap. I've been with Cap before Cap started capping. And that's no cap. Okay, so with that being said, I was not interested in the Super Bowl, but the shenanigans were plentiful. We had sex trafficking going on in Atlanta at an all-time high. We had all kind of foolishness, girls selling Gucci. We had Uber drivers stealing kids and stealing folks, stealing women who trying to ride to the party. It was a mess. You hear me? But on top of all that, Bow Wow got his ass beat. And I'm not making light of it, and I'm not making a joke about it. Apparently, Bow Wow and his on again, off again, on again, off again girlfriend, Kayomi Leslie, got into some type of altercation over the weekend, and it left Bow Wow with a crazy ass looking mugshot. Bow Wow looked like he was slapboxing with Wolverine in that mugshot. So basically, here's the gist of what happened. They got into an altercation at Bow Wow's Atlanta condominium. Well, let me rewind. There are several versions of what actually happened. Bow Wow says that, look, homegirl was up in there. She was under the influence of alcohol. She started attacking him. He basically was trying to fend her off and told her to get out. The police showed up. She said he hit her. He said she hit him. The police was like, you know what? I don't know who hit who. So everybody getting arrested. We all going to jail together. Hop in the back seat. Keep your hands to yourself. That's the first version. That's Bow Wow's version of what happened. Kayomi's version of what happened is Bow Wow got jealous because they were at a party and she was talking to a dude, or she was up in some dude's face. And then when they got back to the apartment, he got mad. He pulled her by her hair, drug her through the apartment or through the bedroom, and then told her to get out. Okay. Now, here's the third version of the story. The third version of the story is that Bow Wow and Kayomi Leslie was up in there scrapping and having domestic altercations because the dude that she was allegedly all up in his face, all up in his personal videos, was none other than the Shaquille O'Neal. Ciao. So you mean to tell me Bow Wow and Kayomi Leslie up in the apartment, Kayomi allegedly bust Bow Wow in the head with a lamp. Oh, matter of fact, let me just read to you the statement that Bow Wow's attorney released. He said, Shad Bow Wow Moss was wrongfully arrested earlier this morning for the first time after being beaten by an out-of-control intoxicated female, Miss Leslie Holden, in an Atlanta condominium. The only two independent witnesses both corroborated his version of events, indicating that Miss Holden was simply out of control and was without a doubt the primary aggressor. For no logical reason, officers arrested both parties despite having clear-cut evidence that Bow Wow was the victim in the case. Miss Holden beat him with a lamp, bit him on his side, spit on him, and Bow Wow continually made efforts to avoid her. Bow Wow suffered multiple injuries, some of which are visible in his mugshots. Miss Holden's mugshot, on the other hand, speaks for itself, despite her allegation to police that she broke a fingernail. Now, if you do look at the mugshots, Bow Wow looked like he caught a bad one with Edward Scissorhands. Sis looked like she just got her hair laid, maybe a light beat for the mugshot. She looked good. Now, people had all kind of jokes. And I don't want to make light of this situation myself. I'm just trying to keep it, interesting. Okay. Had it been the other way around and sis had scratches all over her face, she was beat up, spit on, busted in the head with a lamp, we would hang Bow Wow out to dry. We would give Bow Wow the Chris Brown treatment, post Rihanna treatment. Bow Wow could never raise his brown-eyed ass up in these streets ever again. So at the same time, I don't think it's funny, and I don't condone women hitting on men. If Bow Wow's attorney's version of what happened is correct, Kayomi Leslie was dead ass wrong. She has no right to put her hands on Bow Wow. Don't put your hands on him if you don't want him to put his hands on you. Now, Bow Wow better not have been in there pulling her tracks either. But with that being said, I always tell my son and my daughter, I tell my daughter, don't put your hands on no man. I tell my son, don't put your hands on no woman. There are cases where women will bust a dude dead in his mouth. Now, depending on what dude she busts in the mouth and his level of self-control, that will determine the next events that take place after that. Listen, ladies, don't do it, because you don't know what you're going to get. Men, keep your hands off of women. If a woman is fighting you, scram. Get away from her as quickly as possible, or call your play cousin, TT, who willing to take one for the team. But please do not put your hands on a woman. And women, please keep your hands off of men. Listen, if y'all can't argue it out effectively, leave each other alone. And if you watch Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta, the writing was on the wall that this Bow Wow, Kayomi, Leslie relationship wasn't going nowhere. Bow Wow mama Ben told him to leave that girl alone, but a hard head make a soft ass and a scratched up face. Now he's sitting up in mug shots, looking crazy as hell. Looking like he just need a double pack of Neosporin for Christmas. Just listen to your mama. Just listen to your mama. So it's a very unfortunate situation. At the end of the day, I just hope they both leave each other alone. If I got to fight you, we don't need to be together. Point blank, period. If we got to fight, we don't need to be together. What's the point of being together if we got to fight? I'm a lover, not a fighter. Okay? So with that being said, it was an unfortunate incident, and I hope both of them learned something from this. Mainly, they don't need to be together. Even the brat tried to tell Bow Wow about this chick, because the brat felt like she was clout chasing the whole time. But I mean, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts on this particular situation. But even though I am not particularly a fan of Bow Wow, because I feel like Bow Wow does a lot of stuff for stunts and shows and attention, I still commend him for keeping his hands to himself. But according to Kayomi, he didn't keep his hands to himself. So I don't know if I should commend him or not. How about I just say this? Everybody keep your damn hands to yourself. How about we do that? Let's move forward like adults. Okay? Okay. Cardi B. Cardi B is so entertaining. She's so entertaining, but she frustrates me a little bit. And the reason why I say Cardi B frustrates me, and Barty Gang, leave me alone. The reason why Cardi B frustrates me a little bit is because with everything that she has attained with her talent, with all the blessings God has given her, from being a crooked mouth chick from Love and Hip Hop with terrible weaves and outfits, to her being a Grammy nominated recording artist, married, baby. Okay, we're not going to mention marriage too much. I mean, we're going to work that out. Okay. But she has a beautiful baby girl. She has a successful career. She is out here winning. Sis is on fire. I hate the fact. I'm not going to say hate, because my grandma told me not to use the word hate. I strongly dislike the fact that she allows her fans to get under her skin so much. And you know what? I don't even think it's the fans, because, a lot of times media, we just say, oh, a fan, some. But no, it could still be a fan, because fan is just short for a fanatic. So it could be a fanatic, someone who may not be, may not love her or have positive energy towards her, but they're still a fanatic. I mean, we see that every day. I could post something about Cardi, and a fan from someone else will come in and just say something crazy about her. That's a fanatic too. Yep. So anyway, I just really dislike the fact that she allows her fans to get under her skin so much, and that she replies and responds and explains so much to people. And I get it to a certain point, because it's like, okay, if I'm an entertainer, I can't have this lifestyle. I can't sell these records. I can't this, that, and the third without the support of my fans, without people who go out and buy my albums, without people who download and stream my music, without people who come to my shows. So I get it. To a certain point, you want to meet people halfway. But Cardi exerts a lot of energy to people who couldn't care less, and their whole goal is to annoy and aggravate and frustrate her. Just recently, she posted about something that she recently purchased, and people started coming in telling her, oh, you wasting money. You know what you could have did with that money. You know what you could have did. You could have spent this here. You could have spent that there. First things first, it is always weird when complete strangers try to tell you what to do with your money. That's first things first. How do I look logging on to social media and telling Will Smith, maybe you shouldn't take that trip to Dubai this weekend. You kind of need to save in case you need to repair your roof, or, get Willow's teeth fixed or something weird. There's nothing wrong with Willow's teeth. I just couldn't think of something else real quick. How do I look getting on social media telling somebody that? How do I look getting on social media telling Cardi B, girl, maybe you spend too much on your nails, or maybe you should get your nails done a little differently because you a mom now and you don't want to be scratching culture while you changing her pamper? That is none of my business. All we have the right to do is look at something, and we can have an opinion. Okay, so let's not get opinions confused with unsolicited advice. Okay, we all can have an opinion. I look at Cardi B's nails and say, "Ooh, child, no," because I would slice and dice my nether region in 30,000 different ways, just trying to wipe or wash up every morning with the nails that she has. But it works for her. She likes it. That is her thing. I have no right to go to her page and tell her, "You need to get your nails done differently," because I would never wear them nails. Cardi don't damn care what kind of nails I'm gonna wear. So that's the thing. And I have to be honest and transparent and say that there have been times when I've seen people doing things with money and I thought to myself, "Ooh, I wouldn't have did that." Okay, that's what I wouldn't have done. I do not have a right to go tell that person what to do with their money, what not to do with their money. So Cardi was very frustrated when she took to social media to let people know, stop telling her what to do with her money. And then she took it a step further to let us know just how deep her financial responsibilities are per month. Sis be spending between $250,000 and $300,000 racks a month between her business expenses and caring for her family. Listen to Cardi.
You know what I hate? I hate when celebrities do something very extravagant, buy something very luxurious. There's people in the comments like, "You could have donated that. Oh, we going backwards. You could have done this and that with your money." And it's like, who are you to tell people what to do with their hard-working ass money? First of all, do you know that artists, celebrities, the IRS, out of every check that you make, they automatically take 45% of your check. That means in order to spend $500,000, you gotta make at least $1 million. Then like an artist like me and a lot of rappers that I know, they literally take care of their whole family. And that's not tax deductible because the IRS don't consider that a business. On top of that, being an artist, looking good for y'all, doing all this extra shit to please y'all, that shit costs money. Like me, for example, my bills is like, I'll say about $300,000, $250,000 every single month, and I try to put it cheaper, and it's not.
Biggie said more money, more problems. And let me tell y'all something. When she started talking about that 40% tax hit, I felt that down in my shondo, because anyone who is self-employed knows about that 40% tax hit. Let me tell y'all something. I don't even want to talk about it because I'm not going to sit up here and start getting emotional and start crying on my podcast. But let me tell you something. The IRS will spank your ass if you out here trying to make a living for yourself. They will get you. So I'm not shocked by, the things that Cardi B says that she has to spend out per month. It makes sense. When she travels, she has her baby girl. That's a private jet every time she leave the house. When she travels, if she's taking culture, that is a private jet. You know why? Because she don't want y'all sneaking and taking pictures of her baby or low-key videotaping her if she's on a commercial flight. These are things, this is her lifestyle now. So it sounds excessive. It sounds crazy to hear someone say, "Oh, I got $300,000 a month in bills." But no, because once you reach her status, just getting your hair done, probably $5,000. Shit, I don't even want to go down the street and pay $65. I do my own hair, but that's just me. I'm super frugal. Okay, some people might say I live a poor like. I got a poor like instinct. But listen, I'm just saying, if I could do it myself, I'm not going. Okay, anyway. But yeah, so y'all stop telling Cardi B what to do with her money, because y'all getting up underneath her skin and it's bothering her. Okay. So Nick Cannon is doing a fantastic job as the guest host of The Wendy Show. Now, y'all know Wendy Williams is on an extended leave due to her physical and mental and all kind of other health related things going on. We know what's out here in the streets, but Wendy is on an extended break. So I thought it was a little clever to use Nick Cannon to deliver a joint family statement on behalf of the Hunters. Listen to this.
And I gotta say it off top, y'all. I gotta say it. Everybody want to know. I spoke to Wendy. I spoke to Wendy. And honestly, she sounded amazing, y'all. We jumped on the phone, and first thing she said, "Nick Cannon, how you doing?" I didn't go out that right time. And honestly, I didn't know what to expect at first, but her spirit was so big. It was so amazing. And you know what was also really awesome? I had a conversation with her and her whole family, and she said she wanted to speak as a family unit. I talked to Kevin, little Kevin. They said they all good. The love and the passion is still there, because that's what you need in times like this, is your family to stick together with you. And honestly, we talked, and it got a little emotional. It did, because when I spoke to her, she just said she feels y'all love.
Oh, Wendy. All right, well, listen, Nick is doing a great job, and all I'm going to say, because I'm not going to speculate what's going on in Wendy's household or in her marriage, but I will say this. Nick Cannon is doing one hell of a good job. Like, all this week showed me was that Nick Cannon needs a daytime talk show. Now, he does have a late night talk show in the works, but I'm trying to do better with my bedtime, so that's going to be a struggle for me unless I DVR it. But Nick Cannon needs to be on daytime talk. Nick looked good in them suits. He got a fresh haircut. He is funny. Sometimes he's a little over the top, but Nick is charismatic and he is doing a fantastic job. So I hope someone gets the memo or catches on real quick and extends his time as the co-host of The Wendy Show. So congratulations to Nick. And Wendy, how you doing, girl? Just whatever. Real quick, for all the people that say, Wendy sit up and talk about people all day long, but when it come to her and hers, now all of a sudden she's sick and she don't want to be on the show and she hiding and she this and this. Listen, y'all, Wendy Williams is a talk show host / gossip queen. Okay, all right, I'll give you that. But if you worked at the bank, do I have a right to see your bank account balance because you work at the bank? You probably like, hell no, bitch. All right. So if she's a talk show host and she does celebrity news and gossip and entertainment, that doesn't mean she has to talk about her personal stuff. It would seem feasible. It would seem like it would make sense for her to do so, since she got, keep that same energy with your own personal stuff. But just think about it that way. If you worked at the bank, you wouldn't want to walk around with your account balance, statement telling everybody and showing everybody. So just because she does celebrity news and entertainment doesn't necessarily mean she wants to talk about her personal and private issues, especially if it's something that has hurt her or something that she's dealing with or having a tough time dealing with. Just think about it that way. Okay. And some of y'all probably like, Zabi, that don't even make no sense. Well, just try to make it make sense. Okay. Just make it make sense. All right. So speaking of making something make sense, let's get into Liam Neeson. I ain't gonna waste a whole lot of time on this. I'm gonna just, play the audio for y'all, and then I'm gonna let you know how I feel about it, and then we're gonna move on to 21 Savage Pastures. Okay? So Liam Neeson made a shocking confession while he was doing a press junket for his new film, Cold Pursuit. Basically, long story short, someone that Liam Neeson cares deeply about was raped. He came home, was like, you got raped? What? Who did it? I don't know. Well, what color was he? It was a black man. Bet. He grabs his kosh, which is basically like some type of whoop that trick stick, and he starts perusing the streets of wherever he lived at that particular time, looking for a black person to kill. Like, he was looking for a black man. Let me rewind. He was looking for a black bastard to kill. And I'm listening to him talk, and I'm like, what? Matter of fact, let Liam tell you himself. Take a listen.
I'll tell you a story. This is true. I'm not going to use any names, but I was away and I came back, and she told me she had been raped, but she handled the situation of the rape in the most extraordinary way. But my immediate reaction was, I asked, did she know who it was? No. What colour were they? She said it was a black person. I went up and down areas with a kosh, hoping I'd be approached by somebody. I'm ashamed to say that. And I did it for maybe a week, hoping some black bastard would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, so that I could kill him. And it took me a week, maybe a week and a half to kind of go for that. And she said to me, where are you going? I said, I'm just going out for a walk, What's wrong? No, nothing's wrong. Fine. It was horrible when I think back that I did that. And I've never admitted that to, and I'm saying it to a journalist. God forbid.
Holy shit.
It's awful. But I did learn a lesson from it when I eventually thought, what the fuck are you doing, you know?
Okay, before I get into my commentary, I'm going to be fair because some of my ICC friends said I wasn't necessarily being fair in my representation of this story or how I'm presenting this story. So before I give my commentary, I'm going to also allow you to listen to Liam Neeson's quick sit down with Robin Roberts on Good Morning America, The Aftermath.
24 hours ago, he made headlines for talking about an incident that happened decades earlier involving a very close friend of his who he says was assaulted. And Liam, first of all, I really appreciate your willingness to have this discussion, because when it comes to race, it can be very uncomfortable for people, and it just caught people off guard how you responded when you were asked about revenge. And you want to explain what you said?
Yeah, we were doing a press junket, and it was the topic of our film is revenge, and it's a dark comedy too, but its base is revenge. And the lady journalist was asking me, how do you tap into that? And I remembered an incident nearly 40 years ago where a very dear friend of mine was brutally raped. And I was out of the country, and when I came back, she told me about this. And she handled the situation herself and her rapist incredibly bravely, I have to say that. But I had never felt this feeling before, which was a primal urge to lash out. I asked her, did you know the person? It was a man. No. His race? She said he was a black man. I thought, okay. And after that, there were some nights I went out deliberately into black areas in this city looking to be set upon so that I could unleash physical violence. And I did it for, I'd say maybe 4 or 5 times, until I caught myself on. And it really shocked me, this primal urge I had. It shocked me and it hurt me. I did seek help. I went to a priest. I heard my confession. I was reared a Catholic. I had 2 very, very good friends that I talked to. And believe it or not, power walking.
Power walking.
Yeah, 2 hours every day.
Okay. Now can I go ahead and say what I got to say? First things first, Liam Neeson is canceled in my life. He doesn't have to be canceled in yours, but he's canceled in my life. And let me tell you why. When I listen to him, okay, I get that the movie is about revenge. I have partaken in revenge. I was dating some dude and found out he was dating somebody else, and I poured Kool-Aid in his gas tank. That is revenge. Some chick said something crazy about me. So I was like, okay. Called her on 3-way, play on her phone. You know, this is back when I was younger, okay? But anyway, that's revenge. Liam Neeson casually told a journalist that he went out for a week or week and a half hunting a black bastard because his friend was raped by a black man. He did not say he went out hunting the black rapist who raped his friend. Liam Neeson said he went out hunting a black bastard. That black bastard could have been a doctor. That black bastard could have been a teacher. That black bastard could have been somebody's son, somebody's uncle, somebody's brother, somebody's daddy. He was going out to get anybody black who popped off and gave him some smoke while he was walking through those streets for a week to 2 weeks looking for someone. Peep game how when he spoke to Robin Roberts, he minimized it to, oh, well, I maybe went out 4 or 5 times. Bruh, last time I checked is 7 days in a damn week. You said you went out for a week to a week and a half hunting a black bastard because your friend got raped. Here, secondly, you asked the woman what color was he? Black bastard. Cool. Listen, I ain't even tripping off the fact that you called the man a black bastard. If somebody black raped my family member, they gonna be a black MF bastard. There's gonna be a whole array of colorful language coming out of me. But I don't believe. No, I'm gonna rewind. I'm gonna hold that thought. I'm gonna hold that. Let me just finish this. This is why I am so bothered by what Liam Neeson said. Some of y'all was like, oh, I'm not even bothered because he was just being honest, and don't act like we didn't watch Rosewood and we wanted to hurt white people, or don't act like we wanted to kill white people when this, that, and the third happened, or this particular incident happened. I believe that there is every single person on this earth, and maybe not every single, because some of y'all just protected by whatever la la land you live in. But there is a large majority of people on this earth who have been hurt or who have been mistreated by someone from another race. Does that give you the right to walk the streets hunting anyone from that race to kill? He told that journalist he was planning to kill someone. He wasn't planning to whoop a little ass. He wasn't planning to bust somebody upside the head right quick to the white meat. He was planning to kill a black man. It did not matter which black man it was, as long as the man was black. And anybody in their right mind that can sit down and try to make sense of that or justify that nonsense, y'all just as crazy as Liam Neeson is. And I'm sorry if I'm going to alienate some people or turn some people off to me, but I just can't understand. I have a black son. If my black son was in that bar that night and had a little too much to drink, and I'm pretty sure Liam was, egging people on. And if my son happened to be in that bar and drinking that night and not thinking out of his mind, and somebody posturing and he jumping and he gets killed because Liam Neeson is out there trying to avenge his friend who got raped by a random black man, so he gonna go kill a random black man, would you be okay with that? Would you have that same energy if it was your brother, your son, your dad that Liam Neeson came across when he was walking through those streets in the middle of the night with a Kosh looking to kill just a random black man? Would you have that same energy? And I'm frustrated and I'm mad because, okay, it was 40 years ago. I don't care. It was 40 years ago, but it wasn't 40 years ago that George Zimmerman had that same energy when he was going through that neighborhood in Sanford and hunted Trayvon Martin and killed that boy for no damn reason other than his mental shit with a black man. So I don't understand how people can sit and act like one of my ICC friends was like, oh, y'all happy now because they canceling his premiere. Are we happy now? Hell yes. Because for every action is a reaction, and for every action, there's a consequence. And if you are out here, Liam Neeson basically and casually admitted to a journalist that he was out searching to commit a hate crime against a black man. Now, the fact somebody was like, well, you just mad because he said a black man, or you just mad because he said a black bastard. If he was out hunting an Indian man, that's still some bullshit. You don't go out and hunt anybody, like just a random ass person because someone from that particular race or ethnicity committed some type of foul crap against your family. You can't do that. I'm not going to say there aren't people who do, but I don't care who it is. If it's a black man out there just hunting a regular random ass white man, it's still just equally as bad. It's terrible. And I guess I'm especially sensitive to it because there are black men getting killed every day for less. There could have been a black man out walking his dog that night and would have gotten killed. And listen, quiet as kept, if it took 40 years for Liam just to admit that he was out hunting, maybe in 20 more years, he gonna tell us that he actually killed somebody. We don't know. And then what type of message does that send to his fans in a Trump era? In a MAGA era? In a we better than y'all, go back to Africa any damn way era? So now you basically sending up the bat signal, and then there are people pacifying you and making excuses for your honesty and your transparency. Yeah, I appreciate you being transparent, because now I know exactly what I'm dealing with, and I know what movies I need to skip. I know what TV shows I need to not watch. And I know cancel culture is out of control. I'll be the first to say, we cancel anybody for saying anything and doing anything. I get it. But Liam, bruh, I'm going to let everybody else have this, because I'm just good. I'm good. And then you didn't even stand up all the way in your truth. You gave some watered down, passive version of what you told that journalist when you was sitting in front of a strong, excellent black woman on Good Morning America. And then who would have knew what? The cure to racism and hate is power walking? Get the out of here. Liam, I learn something new every day. Just wow. Who would ever knew? So you talk to a priest and you power walk, and that's how you get over it. Got it. I'm just thinking, I just can't shake what could have happened. And some of y'all like, but he didn't though. But he actively tried and told y'all asses that he tried to kill a black man for 2 weeks. Huh? Just make it make sense to me, because y'all are pacifying this stuff. And like I said, I don't care if it was a black man out hunting a white man, or a Native American man out hunting a Hispanic man. It's wrong. You don't hunt people. You don't hunt people. And you don't hunt an innocent person for something that a lowlife did. He could have put that same taken energy, or whatever the hell else other energy he got, into trying to find out who assaulted his friend. Work with the police. Use your celebrity to get leads. It can be done. Sean King do it every week. He get to the bottom. Sean King solved more crimes than any police department in the United States, and he do it through Instagram. You don't have to be out here hunting people. Are you kidding me? And y'all making excuses for him. Well, at least we need to have conversations about race. Yes, we do. We do need to have conversations about race, because when we have these conversations, it opens up dialogue and it opens up understanding. What Liam Neeson did, as my great friend Venus said, that wasn't no conversation. That was a confession. These are my confessions. That wasn't no conversation. He was making a confession, and he waited to tell it because he figured, 40 years, I guess I'm good now. No, bro, you ain't never good. When you admit to hunting another human being, specifically a black man, it's never good. That ain't gonna never be cool. Y'all can have Liam Neeson and his ashy ass voice. I'm good. I don't care who gets taken at this point. I don't care. Keep him. And now I'm frustrated. But anyway, well, since I'm frustrated, I'm not even going to dig into 21 Savage, because this is like an ongoing situation. I ain't even going to dig into this. I said we were going to talk about it earlier, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to renege. We're not going to talk about 21 Savage. Just visit icecreamconvos.com, because I'm trying my best to keep you guys updated with 21 Savage. But just basically, in short, 21 Savage came to the U.S. when he was 7. He was born in the United Kingdom. He came to the U.S. when he was 7. His parents were over here on a 1-year visa. The visa expired. 21 Savage is now 26 years old. I know it would have been really cool if I could say 21 Savage was 21 years old, but he's 26 years old. I thought he was from the depths of Atlanta. Apparently I didn't know. Okay. A lot of us didn't know, but he is, as far as I'm concerned, he's from Atlanta. Okay. Yes, he was born in the UK. Yes, the family's visa expired a year later after he came over here when he was 7. But you tell me what child knows their immigration status. You tell me what child runs around with their immigration paperwork. If his parents are here living good, he's here living good. Apparently he feels everything is all good. But ICE scooped his behind up on Sunday, and now they have him in custody. From what I understand, he is on lockdown 23 hours a day. Who did he kill? Who did he walk the streets at night with a kosh in his hand looking to murder because somebody raped his friend? He is in seclusion, or in whatever you call it, lockdown 23 hours a day for being here on an expired visa. But keep in mind, he applied for a visa a couple years ago. But y'all just came and got him now after he done started getting active in the community, putting out songs where he's talking about awareness with immigration. The irony that he's talking about immigration in his song a lot, which is my damn jam. And now y'all come pick him up. Got it. But just visit Ice Cream Convos. Keep you posted on that. Because now as you can tell, I'm a little annoyed and wound up, but it's whatever. So speaking, might as well close out the show with this one. The Pied Piper done announced that he got some tours coming up. Yes, ma'am. R. Kelly, listen, you can survive R. Kelly in the United States, or you can survive him overseas, because R. Kelly is packing up and taking his show overseas. I don't know if he's going to come back, but all I know is R. Kelly is headed to Sri Lanka, New Zealand, and Australia. So all of my overseas listeners, I'm going to tell you right now, do you know where your daughter is? If she's underage, make sure she don't get no tickets to this, because R. Kelly going to be in look, I was about to say in your city. R. Kelly going to be in your country talking about, do you have your shots? Do you have your passport? Do you want to go to America? Just guard your grill, knuckle up over there, y'all. You have been warned. Now, one of the promoters did note that no dates have been set. You know, he just basically put in the atmosphere is what I'm going to say to you. I mean, there are no dates. He's not like, on March 3rd, I'm going to be at the Sri Lanka arena. No, it's none of that. He just like, I'm coming Sri Lanka. I'm coming New Zealand. I'm coming Australia. And I don't know if that was a strategic effort to give his fans yeah, I'm still out here. I'm still getting to it. I'm still stepping in the name of love. I'm just going to do it overseas. But I was really surprised at the amount of ICC friends who was like, I got my passport. Big, you ready to go overseas? This, that, and the other. So y'all willing to travel overseas to see R. Kelly perform. But some of y'all ain't willing to travel overseas to visit the world, to see some things you ain't ever seen before, to experience some new cultures, to expand your horizons, take a trip of a lifetime. But y'all grab a passport and spend your last damn dime to go overseas to hear R. Kelly sing songs that he wrote about little girls. Got it. Long as I understand, because what I need from you is understanding. As long as I understand and we know where we at with this, I can move forward. I can move forward in knowledge. But yeah, so some people are shocked, but I kind of feel like he capping. Did I use that properly? I hope I used that properly. Cause come on, y'all. Did I use capping properly? Okay. If there is any time for me to try to use capping, it's now. I feel like R. Kelly is capping. Until I see dates for the arenas and so on and so forth, then I will believe there's really a tour going to take place overseas with R. Kelly. And then when I see y'all post pictures from said tour overseas with your passports and stuff, then I'll believe that y'all really about that life. I don't even like to drive an hour into Atlanta to see my favorite act. I damn sure ain't getting on no plane and going through customs to see no R. Kelly. But then again, I'm not that type of fan. So I'm not going to judge you if you are. But Godspeed. Be sure to send me pictures and an update. Let me know if he brings any underage Sri Lankan girls on stage. Is Sri Lankan a thing? I don't know. Just thinking aloud. But yeah, so shout out to R. Kelly. Because ain't no sexual assault allegations going to stop no show. Ain't no predatory accusations going to stop no show. And listen, all I'm asking, R. Kelly aside, I just have one request of all of my ICC friends. Please hold me down the way y'all holding R. Kelly down when I get jammed up. Or when I hit a rough spot, please hold me down the way y'all hold R. Kelly down. When I put up a GoFundMe, I'm going to need y'all to be right on top of it. When I put up my Patreon, I need y'all to be like, Xavi, how much you need me to donate to you this month? And while I'm speaking of Patreon, shout out to all of my Patreons because they have literally been saving my life and they have supported ICC through some really tough times. And I really appreciate and love all of my patrons. All right, so back to this. I just need y'all to support me the way y'all support R. Kelly. Because if y'all supported me the way y'all support R. Kelly, we could take this ICC thing to the next level. We could take this thing out the stadium, through the roof. Sky's the limit. We can do all of it. In the name of Jesus Christ, we can do all of it. So I just need y'all to give me that energy. Don't get mad at me because I'm not down with R. Kelly. Just love me for who I am. I'm going to love y'all for who y'all are. I don't necessarily understand how y'all can continue to support R. Kelly because the tunes is cool, but yeah. So with that being said, let me know if you're going overseas to see R. Kelly sing to New Zealand girls and Sri Lankan teens and little mamas in Australia. Let me know what you're trying to do. Show me your passport. And I'm not trying to act like y'all don't have passports because I got a passport too. It's expired as hell, but I got one. So I can cap on social media like, I got my passport and I got my shots and I live in America. So I don't know. Interesting to say the least. All right, ICC friends, that is our show for today. I apologize if I got on your nerves in any way, shape, or form, but I am who I am and you love me for that. So I love you too, and thank you so much for tuning into today's show. Do not forget to link up with Ice Cream Convos on all social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am doing my best to create some more content for YouTube. My schedule has been a little crazy lately and I have not been staying on task and sticking to what I need to get done. So pray for me to stay on task and to do better with my planner. Just can we do that? Just please. Because I'm tired of making excuses for why I didn't get something done. And some days I just feel like I'm a dog chasing my tail. But with that being said, please, please, please give me the R. Kelly treatment and support me across all social media. Be sure to visit icecreamconvos.com daily for your delicious scoops of entertainment and celebrity news. Tell one of your friends, my homegirl on ICC, because we are friends. So let them know they need to check Ice Cream Convos out as well. And always, always, always speak to me. Say what's up. When you're in the comments, when you read the site, say what's up. I'll be like, what's up? Your hair is looking laid right now. I like the way you got the baby hairs laying down. Okay, polka dots. So just let me know. And reach out to me and just stay in touch because I love talking to my ICC friends, even if we agree to disagree. All right. So with that being said, prayers up for Freeway. Condolences to Kristoff St. John's family. Neosporin to Bow Wow. Healing to Jussie Smollett. Prayer for Liam Neeson, because only Jesus gonna fix that mess that you got going on up and through your body. And hopefully Nikki's okay. Hopefully 21 Savage will be able to stay in the States. And Godspeed with y'all on them passports headed overseas for R. Kelly. All right. Have a great day, guys. Love you all.